Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Horace Widdison, and welcome to today's show. Today we're playing Nuclear Thunder on the dev server, which is now top tier, and can only be described as either a disco dance party or the Electrosphere, if you were to look at the sensor view in replays, because my goodness. But, okay, so. Drago, I have not actually played Nuclear Option, but based on what I've seen, I correctly assessed Nuclear, Nuclear Thunder as Nuclear Option for retards. That's frankly what it seems to be. But, so, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived onto the dev server, and I did some grinding and equipped the bug. I do actually own the FA18C. It's a tree variant, so I didn't buy the premium. But I didn't put any time in it, so I got some modules here, and we've got AGM-84s, and also other harpoons, and anti-radiation missiles, for fucking what good that does us, because, the Pansiers will basically intercept everything, so what I've seen. Though I have actually hit ground targets by flooding them with JDAMs. That does work. That's what we can do in the Strike Eagle. But one of the things that they added for Nuclear Thunder is that now there are ship targets, and there's also a carrier out there, so I figured, hey, let's play Ace Combat 8 early! It's not nearly as good as Ace Combat 8, but we're gonna do carrier ops in the bug. And see what kind of trouble we can get into out somewhat safer, from all the Pansiers and the books, and God knows what else they're firing at us. Right, okay, so we're gonna hop into a game here, and thankfully on the test server, they're very quick, even though all of the games are in progress. So matchmaking isn't a problem. Load times for this mode are kind of long, though, but once you see what the fuck we're getting into, and if I stop and have a replay, you will understand. Because there's a lot of shit going on the map. Maybe a bit too much shit. But so, here we are. This match is actually new. There is a carrier out here, but it's also off the map. So let me see if I can actually... Yeah, I can select it. It's actually there. When I actually found the carrier, it was somewhere out over here, which was odd. But okay, so let's go engage boats. Sam. Immediately Sam warnings the moment I hit the fucking flight deck. Also, they've added arresting wires to the runways, which... That's a tad goofy, but I suppose it stops people flying off the runways, even though you'd only have those at naval air stations as far as I understand. But we're going to try and operate off the carrier and see what we can do. But it doesn't look like ships reward many points, honestly. But off we go. I'm already locked. That's probably bleed through, but there's already a missile generally headed in my direction fast enough for my RWR to warn me. Okay, so there's another FA-18 out there. We're gonna try and not double up on targets, but from what I've seen, you need to, like, ripple fire all of your anti-ship missiles, but these are 84Hs. These are effectively cruise missiles. But in any case, you need to flood basically every single target everywhere in order to have a chance of actually hitting anything. Or in this case, killing it, because ships are rather chewy. Okay, so he's on that boat. That's a Corvette. He's spraying it with Vulcan fire. Nye, what a daring individual. Good luck, sir. Right, so that is our target. That's about 40 clicks away, which is more than enough of a range. Oh, hey. There's a guy up there, so let's just queue these up real goddamn quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go get that Su-30. Okay, there he is. He is flying away, but we're going to keep tracking him. I think he's on the FA-18 down there, so he's probably not expecting anyone to shoot a missile at him, but we'll see if we can get him. I've only got 2 AMRAAMs on the boat, which is not because I'm stuck, that's because there's not enough space. Okay, since we're closing like this, what we're going to try and do is actually get him in the no escape zone. Or, you know what? We'll fire a missile here. and observe. He's probably going to see us now. Okay, that's active. Closing to the no escape zone. There it is. Box 3. He's fired missiles at us. Come on, AMRAAMs, get me a kill. Okay, dip the missile. One of them's lost track. Wondrous. He's fired another missile at us. Okay, I think we ditched that one. Oh. Oh. No. Oops. Should have saved my missile. Haven't played War Thunder in quite a bit, and I'm also banned from the carrier after that. Good lord. They even banned the carriers. They force you to move around the map for spawns.
Enemy aviators are attacking our base. We must stop them.
Okay, I hope it's not this one that they're attacking. Hopefully those cruise missiles actually hit, but oh well. Should have saved my AMRAAMs for point-blank range. Lesson learned. I was not getting in Sidewinder range, and we don't have tip rams in the sea. I've actually not been doing very much air combat because, for the most part, it's kind of difficult to hit anything or find anyone in the sea of death that is the center of the map. Unfortunately, both those AMRAAMs failed me. Okay, one hit. Or 2 hits. Are they still out there? No, only 2 hits. And the Pansiers are shooting at us. Good golly, Miss Molly. Yep, that's a missile. You're being very stubborn. Okay, we appear to have ditched them. Fantastic. What I should have did was fired a fucking Sidewinder at that missile, but I didn't think of that in time. Yeah, get used to that sound. It's gonna be a constant thing. Okay, missile evaded. Okay, there's another Su-30 out there. That's probably that guy. Okay, missile ditched. There's another SAM fired at us. It looks like the Su-30 has disappeared.
Enemy aviators are attacking our base. We must stop them.
Okay, so let's see if we can find that ship that we were shooting at. I think that's it.
The enemy is attacking our base. We must
Those missiles are getting kind of close. I can hear it. Okay, they appear to be off. Good. Flying high is actually, you know, if you're notching the entire wall of SAMs, actually effective. That's what most of the Russian players are doing. Oh, they're missile evaded? Good. Now, the enemy ships do not have missiles. For the most part, actually. They only shoot at you with guns, but I've seen them intercept a harpoon before. Those look on target. I'm assuming that's the carrier over there. That missile is being really stubborn and annoying. Alright, good, we got one. Alright, one ship down. But we're flying away from it, so that's probably never gonna hit us. Though that appears... I'm not sure if that's a missile. No, it would be a missile. There would be a contrail that low, so it fired at something. It might have tried to intercept my harpoons. Ah, there it is. We're gonna outrun that missile, but it's gonna be blaring basically all the way, and oh, nope, there is a guy out there. So how many points did we get? 76 whole points. Wow! Ooh, okay, so those are launching missiles quite, aggressively. Uh-huh. I hadn't actually seen them do that, but I hadn't actually been playing out here very much. I gave it a quick test run just to see exactly what the hell was going on, and this seemed workable. Need to work on my AMRAMmanship, but there's time. Plenty of stream. Slow the fuck down here. This isn't exactly, you know, a case one landing, but it's mostly a case one landing. We cross the front of the boat while slowing down. The brakes, you know, the air brakes out. The air comes down.
Air brake on. Air brake on.
Ah, okay, so they are shooting missiles.
Air brake
Okay.
on.
Attention to the map!
Air brake on.
Enemy aviators are attacking our base. We must stop them. Attention to the map!
On.
Okay.
Danger is close. Danger is close.
And... Eee, little hard. I'm still on the deck, though. No, just a little hard. Just a little bit over the gear tolerances. Just a little bit. Still on the deck, though. We're fine. I might actually have to practice this in this mode because we're going to be doing this a lot.
Air brake on. Air brake on.
All my missiles are expended. I'm assuming... Okay, we do appear to have an air target up there, but I'm not sure if that missile is aimed at me. That might be one of our missiles being fired from our ships that is just kind of blaring radar. Oh, no, that's headed towards me.
Critical right engine.
Sir, there's a hole in the boat!
Right engine vibration. Decrease right engine RPM.
Caught a little shrapnel there, but we're fine.
Decrease right engine RPM.
Might want to get the sumps ready.
Attention to the
I want to bail out water from the back of the boat.
Engine vibration.
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
Roll left.
Unfortunately, point defense is kind of a suggestion for the damage control crews. Okay, so that's that fucking Su-30 again, it looks like. Okay, one of our destroyers is firing missiles at him. Fantastic. They're going directly into the dirt, though. Suboptimal.
Look.
Yep, he's outside of shooting range. Oh, he's shooting at the Typhoon. That's why.
Look. Look. Look.
The Typhoon who has disappeared, and I'm not sure if he's dead. Hang on here. Nope, he's alive.
Attention to the map.
Ah. Okay, that's the no escape zone. Good, good, good. We're gonna try and pursue here and not get shot by a missile while we're doing that. That does look like a good shot, though. And it's trying. He's trying to notch it, looks like, but it's trying.
Look. Look.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Okay, he's...
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're
Oh,
winning.
nope, that's locked on a missile. But hey, hang on here. And the radar lock got it, but here, have a Sidewinder. Dang. I don't think he sees that, but he might be able to escape it. Dang, the radar fucked up on me. It locked onto a fucking missile at the last second. Should have fired earlier. Hmm.
Attention to the map.
Well, he's still up there and he's being pursued by people, so somebody'll get him. Nope, somebody got him. Good. One of the Typhoons did. Fantastic! As you might have guessed, I haven't been playing much top-tier War Thunder, so I'm a tad rusty at everything. But, I think having an excuse to not play War Thunder for the vast majority of my life is a good thing. As it is for everyone else. So, oh well. I actually step away from War Thunder most of the time. Now, anyway. And play other games. That's actually an improvement. Being good at War Thunder probably isn't the own you think it is. Hello, Nix. Welcome to the show. Okay, so. Okay, well, the boats are out there. Somewhere. Okay, since we have air-to-ground radar... Okay, that guy looks like he's going after that one. We'll pick this one. Is over there.
We'll do something fast. The enemy will win.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, there they are. Go, my friends! Kill!
Attention to the map.
See if we can pick up that guy.
Attention to the designated grid zone. Attention to the designated grid
Nope,
square.
already did. Okay. Back home we go. It's hopefully enough to ditch that. Alright, good. Nope, no, it's still out there. These are going to be some incredibly short sorties, mainly because, yeah, we kind of need to flood all of our missiles directly into the target in order to assure any kind of kill. We want to actually get some air kills, though, once in a while, though, but that implies, you know, we actually hit guys that come out here. You know, aside from dying to the same Su-30 twice, or rather, I think that was 2 different Su-30s, I'm not sure. Okay, hits and destroyed. 2 boats. Woo, 2 boats. Okay, let's try not slam the gear directly into the deck now. Let's try and be a little better about this. What a time to learn how to practice, you know, carrier landings in War Thunder. Granted, this should have been a thing years ago, but, you know, War Thunder being War Thunder, it's not really a surprise that only now I'm actually having to learn how to do this. That might be a little low. Yeah, I would. Nope, off the deck. Oops. Glug glug. Hornet's got an interesting landing profile to it. Leans a lot. It leans down a lot, so I haven't actually been practicing it, and it kind of shows. I kind of miss the arresting wire on the runways, because if you hold the brake, the nose will go down and the hook won't actually catch the wires. Oops.
Attention to the map! Attention to the designated grid zone! Attention to the map! If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win. Our base is under attack. We must repel the attackers.
Hey, that was my field. Hey, wait a minute.
Attention to the map!
And they do have a carrier out there. I'm not sure if we can spot it. That appears to be... I'm not sure if that's the boat we hit or not, so I'm not going to open fire on it just yet. Because that might just be a wreck. It's getting kind of close. That guy is flying directly at us. Wrong missile.
Look. Look.
He's fired a missile at us.
Attention to the map!
And that immediately slammed into the dirt. Thanks. As I was about to say, where the hell is he? But I didn't notch the missile. Great. Should have just fired both, I guess, but oh well. I'm banned for a minute? Damn.
We need to put more pressure.
I'm also banned from that runway now.
They're winning.
Accusations of Russian bias in the chat.
All right.
It's like we're really playing War Thunder. We are. That, I think, is the Typhoon that's out there. Right, I didn't get a chance to fire my missiles, but okay, hang on here. Fortunately, the bore sight on the Hornet is kind of small. Okay, he's firing missiles. I'm not sure if I'm tracking him properly, but he's up there.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
Look.
Fuck it, why not? And he's already dead. Right, okay. That's probably why he was standing still on my fucking radar.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Fortunately, no easy kills to be found here.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
There's an Su-30 out there. Looking at us for a split second. There he is.
The enemy is attacking our base. Reinforce our defenses. Enemy aviators are attacking our base. We must stop them. Enemy aviators are attacking our base. We must stop them.
Alright, he's running away. There's another guy out there we're gonna have to worry about. I think he was taking off from their carrier. And Sagasu, I'm trying. Granted, we're playing War Thunder on the dev server, so none of this matters.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win. Attention to the map. I agree.
Okay, me and the Typhoon up there are closing on this guy. He's in the notch, so tracking's gonna be kinda screwy. See if we can get the Typhoon and get him to move. Okay, you got him. Alright, good. I'm being called away. Hold on a moment! Okay, that guy is fairly close, though. Looks like he's heading it into a... Well, actually, no, he's dead. Okay, good. Fantastic. That looks fucking dangerous, though. Oh, that's probably fired at me. Yep, nope, that's fired at me. Hey, that one's ditched. And good, that one's gone too. Oh, that's another one. Nope. Wait, 130 millimeter. Ah, one of the point defense guns on the ships in front of me got me. Oh. Alright, well, hang on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Oops. Shame we keep getting killed here, but I'm sure we'll figure out something productive to do, but... I had to put away groceries real quick. Okay, so... I'm not sure if I actually got that missile destroyer. Did anyone hear a bell while I was gone? Did I get more points? 170 points. So I'm gonna assume that yes, I got it. However, dying 5 times isn't fantastic, but the deaths are kind of racking up on both sides.
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
Yes. So... that is a boat. Well, there's their carrier. Which... they shouldn't be too far away. I don't think I'm going to kill it like this, but we'll throw a bunch of missiles at it and see what happens. A very quick turn right the fuck back around, though. There is an Su-30. It's that guy. targets, huh? I'm gonna assume that other one is a ghost. Well, he's actually way closer than I thought. Nope, okay, there's two of them up there. And from spawning over here again. That's kind of annoying, considering that there's only one carrier, and I kind of want to be on the carriers. Yeah, that's just going off into space. Thanks for absolutely goddamn nothing. Absolutely no fucking luck with AMRAAMs today. There he is, still out there. There he is. Oh, wouldn't hurt to fire now. That is in range. That's decent schematics here. We seem to be getting shot repeatedly attempting to close, but that's just usual missile thunder nonsense. So fire one at him. See how he reacts. He hasn't fired a missile back at us. Nope, there's one now. And he's turned quick. SAM being fired at us from the side. Where's he gone now? Well, I hit the carrier. The Typhoon on our side. Let's see if we can find him. The SU-30 looks like he's running away. Nope, he's turned back.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win. Attention to the designated grid square.
There he is, okay.
The enemy is attacking our base. We must reinforce its defenses.
Hey, come on, get in there. Good enough, Fox 3. And he's fired missiles at us too, so hopefully my missile gets the better of him. It's in the no escape zone, so it should get near him. That's a little low to the ground. And it still fucking hit me. Son of a bitch! Absolutely no luck with missile thunder today. Absolutely no luck with missile thunder today, but that's kind of what I wanted to avoid doing that, but it seems that everybody's roosting over here shooting at the boats. They haven't been doing that for the most part, but good God. Well, at least I know if I get bored and want to actually shoot people in planes, I could just take out the Strike Eagle and have all AMRAAMs, and we could do that. Well, I did get a lot of points for shooting at the carrier, so there's at least that. Okay, no radar contacts visible. Let's see if we can put more missiles into the carrier. Which is not there. Is a boat out there. All right, let's see if we can find it on radar. Okay, what's over there? A destroyer. There it is. Okay. I'm sure if we keep pelting it enough, I'll be able to kill things. I'll be able to sink it, so there's at least some accomplishment. Yes, that guy. No, that's a friendly. The other guy... Oh, he's already in.
Lock.
Here's 2 AMRAAMs, catch. Oh, he's already dead. Son of a bitch. There's that Typhoon again briefly on the radar, but let's leave. Clearly, air-to-air combat is not working out for me today. Okay, the Force Hole is way the fuck over there. Seems that I'm just gonna be spamming my missiles and immediately going home. Yeah, there's that guy. Yeah, I can see that guy. He's there. Haven't got a lot to engage him, but if I'm flying away, he can't hit me. He is directly behind me. Wonderful. He's within 20 kilometers, so unfortunately, trying to land is going to get me shot. He appears to have gotten bored.
Air brake on. Air brake on.
Oh, good lord, it's turning. Okay, this is going to be interesting.
Air brake on.
A little bit of gas here so we don't stall in this maneuver here. This is going to be... Yeah, that's definitely not online.
Air brake on. Dangerous close.
What else is new? Okay, that's actually pretty good. Now, if I can just hit the deck and... There we go! Yeah, so the worst possible fucking situation to be in for a carrier landing, and that's the one I get. Sure!
Air brake on. Air brake on.
Wondrous. The old, I guess the old running joke here on this stream seems to be true. Easy things are incredibly difficult. Hard things are incredibly easy for me for some reason. Have my missiles made it to the target? No, they were likely intercepted then. Let's actually focus on our objective. Sinking the carrier will probably wind up being somewhat valuable. Granted, I could get... There's that fucking Typhoon again.
Designated grid zone.
Where the hell is he? There he is, flying directly at me. Ooh, okay, nudge the mouse the wrong way there. Okay, you know what? Here's 2 missiles. I'm turning back around. He's turned back into me. Hopefully those missiles fucking find him. He's looking at me, which means he's nose on, so hopefully those missiles actually do what they're supposed to.
Air brake on.
Oh, this is gonna be real fucking ugly. Okay, okay.
Air brake on.
Oh no, oh boy, this is,
Air brake on.
Ooh, okay, now I'm aiming with the back of the fucking plane now. Okay, low, roll, low, nope. Ah! Well, looks like the LSO's coming with me. Actually, no, I'm still flying. The LSO went for a swim, though. I kind of just shoulder checked the fucking signals. And the AMRAAMs missed the target. Why is it that everyone's AMRAAMs seem to actually hit me, no matter what I'm doing? And mine don't actually hit when I'm shooting them at people, even when I shoot them with some care. I think it's one of ours. That one probably isn't, though. You know what, before I fucking crash and fuck up again... Oh, that was just aimed. Just willy-nilly. Well, it's infrared guided. Good luck, Slam. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to just kind of very gingerly belly land the Hornet on the carrier. The fucking, the Typhoon is back.
Air brake on.
The enemy is attacking our base. Reinforce our defenses.
Off some speed here. This is a little fast here. Hopefully I grab the wire on the way down. That's a little close. Oh, okay, still on the flight deck.
Air brake on.
See, I'm already set up on the catapult. Just give me new gears. Reload the plane, refuel it, send me the fuck back out there.
Enemy aviators are attacking our base. We must stop them.
Yes, you are tracking me at my carrier. He's directly behind us, probably above us.
Roll right.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Oh, well, now he's behind me. Oh, he's up there. I think one of those got off the ramp. I think one... Oh, the AESA radar. Well, no wonder he's doing better, even though those are apparently modeled like shit anyway. It does not appear that my missile actually found him. What a shame. Their air defense seemed quite lively. What happened to ours?
Roll right.
Okay, well, we know he's out there. So that's about there. That would have been about here. So... Okay, I guess that was him.
The enemy is attacking our base. We must reinforce its defenses.
Quality tracking there.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
Let's get the fucking hard lock. I don't think we're spooking anybody with AMRAAMs today, so hold the fucking hard locks. He's engaged, which means he's probably going to be instantly dead by the time I get there, but we'll try. And somebody finally got him. Great. Aha! Okay, so my missiles are being intercepted by point defense. At least one of them was. One of them looks like it's going in. So one of them was taken out. And no. No hits. The fucked up thing is, I was actually getting targets through the air defense with, you know, just spamming JDAMs and things. This is suddenly a whole lot more trouble than that. Even though it wasn't for a split second when I tested it. That's usually how it goes. Things go horribly wrong the moment I turn the camera on. Well, someone got the carrier. It didn't look like it was worth very much, though, which was kind of shocking. I know there was a man out there. Where is he? Well, we're testing Nuclear Thunder, which... Granted, if this becomes the main game mode of War Thunder, it'll be a whole lot more fucking entertaining than just playing normal War Thunder. However, top tier is kind of a mess. Mainly because my BVRmanship is somewhat off. Because, wow, I played other fucking games. Alright, you get missile. Because we gotta hit something. And there they go. When is top tier not a mess? Good point. There's an SU-30 behind us. And a J-10, which is probably that guy. Just immediately grab the fucking lock. Fuck it. Okay, he's notching. Well, good luck, missiles! Okay, we ditched one. And both of those missiles are tracking absolutely nothing. Right. Ah. Go, Sidewinder! No, not fast enough. Damn. Of course, it might be that, you know, it might be that just my radar is absolutely fucking atrocious here, but none of my missiles seem to actually hit anybody. Granted, that guy notched, but it didn't seem like I was, you know, it was helping if I was notching anything else at all. Not sure, but the AMRAAMs do not seem to be performing today. I'm still banned on this runway. Great. Can I respawn at the carrier? Yes. I kind of just have to take whatever fucking shot I can get, but unfortunately that was an R-77, and he can do that fucking over-the-shoulder shot there and actually hit people. But unfortunately, I've only got 2 AMRAAMs. Getting more would require me getting another plane or, you know, getting rid of my ground ordnance, which is kind of against the entire idea. But I suppose if somebody is playing Cap, then everyone else gets to play ground attack and do fine. The problem is, then I'm kind of not doing what I want, and it doesn't seem like there's anybody running any kind of effective Cap on my team. Isn't this just usually how things go? And my cruise missiles were once again intercepted. Okay, so he's shooting at something. I heard him launch something. I'm shooting at something. Let's hope we confuse the air defense enough to actually get a kill. Since that's somewhat actually realistic. Yeah, maybe it's just altitude and how I'm tracking things, but obviously, yeah, I kind of have to shoot at people in a notch in this situation because they're already notching. Here is a missile.
The enemy is winning. We've got to counterattack.
There's another missile, and I'm leaving. Because trying to close with Sidewinders is about as stupid as it is in, well, normal War Thunder. In a normal match, you do have a lot of, randomness to rely on with dropping in on people, but not here. So we're gonna fire 2 AMRAAMs, we're gonna leave, and then we're gonna hope that those actually hit something today. I should be able to get away from that just by running away. Nope, those are getting closer. Okay, I think it's off. It's starting to slide to the side. It might have gone for chaff. Yep, it's off. Okay, good. Most of the time, avoiding missiles is as easy as flying away from them. Because, well, we're both missiles, me and the missile. I have more fuel to be a missile, though. And those AMRAAMs did not hit shit. What a surprise.
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
Air brake on. Dangerous close.
A little fast here, but we should be able to catch the wire. And... whoa! Nope, right off the side. That was a little fast, but it looked like it was going to be fine, but nope. Glug glug. See, that's what I was doing before the Strike Eagle, but, it's kind of sketchy actually trying to use the small diameter bombs. I was actually doing better with just hucking at hordes of JDAMs at people and just, you know, this grid space, it can go fuck itself. That seems to be something that's actually probably working better. Granted, well, aside from 10 deaths, yikes, middle of scoreboard. Unfortunately, all the super pro people for air to air appear to be on the enemy team. Rather sad. Running cap and suppressing the ever-loving fuck out of everybody is clearly a good thing, though. Sad that we can never rely on War Thunder teams to do that, though. The thing is, when you start doing the optimal job, you stop playing the game that you actually want to play, since you have to take the optimal job. Everybody else gets to fuck around with the window that you've made, but then you're kind of just working for other people's fun. It's really annoying like that. Then again, I suppose at the end of the day, I really don't think the public mindset in terms of people who are playing video games is really striving for anything at all. So I suppose, while it's about the same as it always is, it's probably even worse now to expect anything out of your teams. Boat. Okay, so he is over there. Where's the other target? Nowhere. Okay, so fuck this guy in particular. Okay, off we go back to the carrier. No air targets to speak of. Though it looks as though I do need more than 2 AMRAAMs if I'm going to be doing cap. Granted, those hardports can only have AMRAAMs, so it's not like I'm going to take them off.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Okay, air defense is shot down in Su-34. Good job, air defense. We are still losing handedly here, though it's not... Granted, it probably is due to destruction of vehicles, but clearly this guy has 14 kills, and... looking at it, this guy has more ground target kills than the entire enemy team. Well, actually, almost. However, we're still losing handedly. So is it coming down to air kills yet again?
Air brake on.
Why have such a massively, you know, complex ground environment down there and still have it all come down to air kills? I do not get it.
Air brake on.
Our carrier is still intact. All our bases are still operational. I don't get it. Why do this?
Air brake on.
We call this one a case-ish landing.
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
Yeah, okay, good. Little bit hard on the landing there, but I'm still on the fucking deck. Fantastic. Also doesn't help that, yet again, the aircraft carrier is turning while it is accepting aircraft.
Air brake on.
And my cruise missiles were intercepted again. Tell you what, after this match, we're gonna try things in the Strike Eagle. Then we're gonna be stupid and just delete a grid space. Granted, a lot of the bombs will still be intercepted, but some I have seen get through.
Enemy aviators are attacking our base. We must stop.
We'll see how that treats us. Because this is, unfortunately going nowhere fast, even though I've taken out 2 ships, 3 ships, we've killed the enemy carrier, it doesn't seem to actually matter. Like, the ships seem to be entirely irrelevant in terms of point gain, and also for winning the game up here, so we appear to be just fucking around. Not surprising, I suppose, but that appears to be the short of it.
Our base is under attack. We must repel the attackers.
Okay, now they're getting actual ground kills in there. Where are the boats? There. That is sinking, by the looks of it. That is also the carrier, and I'm pretty sure that is sinking as well. Have we killed all the nope, there's one. Okay, missiles away. That guy's flying up there, but I suppose, really, we're just gonna shoot missiles at him and immediately turn back. Because it appears that I cannot count on my radar for shit. Good day, I am leaving. That was just kind of me making shit up. Okay, that one missed. My AMRAAMs have, of course, not hit the target again. What a surprise. No. Attempting to re-engage with Sidewinders is a terrible idea as usual. Some people say, oh, I use Sidewinders all the time at top tier. It's harder for the enemy to respond to multiple threats, and I don't see how this game is not just AMRAAM and leave. And, okay, so the cruise missiles are actually there. They're going. So if we were going to do actual cap, I'd probably just get the Strike Eagle, load it down with all the AMRAAMs I can carry, and then fly around like those guys are at reasonably high altitude. It seems that, you know, just kind of notching the entire front line works fairly effectively, for them at least. Because unfortunately, we seem to be short of missile boats on our team that are actually doing any kind of, you know, cap. Okay, one hit. We got a kill in there. I did pelt the ever-loving shit out of that, so it's still alive. I think that's him. It's the only boat in the area. So, here's more. But this doesn't seem to be terribly effective, and I have to deal with people who are, once again, shooting me down as I attempt to do ground attack. So I suppose nothing really changes. We kind of assessed all the way back in the whatchamacallit, the SAM event, that, yeah, no, people flying Cap on your team is very helpful for keeping your whole team alive. Or rather, effective. As the ground objective was such a mess that it was not actually worth partaking in. Here it seems to be about the same story. With Nuclear Thunder at lower tier, we were having lots of fucking air engagements, but it was also a whole lot more mixed up in terms of, like, who was doing ground attack. The nukes were flying everywhere. They've also readjusted how you get nukes and how the match escalates. We're at maximum escalation, though, now. That is a little slow there, Hornet. Okay, we appear to be good. And that arresting wire isn't worth a shit, but I'm still here. Those are awful arresting wires. Good, though. Horus, I know we have some interesting Arma ops, so I'm wondering if someone is gonna make one for the Irish going back to car bombing shit. Don't know, but speaking of jolly old England, apparently this week's Arma op is a Dad's Army themed one. Yeah, I heard distantly, even though I hadn't seen the headlines, that the Irish were at it again. Though, granted, in this case, well, I don't think anyone likes Keir Starmer, so I can kind of understand. Okay, so those are, I think those are intercepting my cruise missiles, or attempting to. Let's watch. Yeah, oh boy, he's rather active at firing those. I haven't seen any action on the kill feed, though, so, okay, there's one. We fired 4. Okay, that one's tracking as well. That did not hit. Okay, so it took out 1. What about the other ones? Okay, there's still ones on track here. So it looks like the other ones got through. Yep, hit and a hit. Ooh. Bomb damage estimate. It's also ablaze now. I know that's just smoke, but it's flooding. Actually, no, it does appear to be on fire. Okay, missiles away. I don't think there are any air targets in the area. Thank God for that, because clearly, multi-role engagements aren't working out so damn well here. The next wave of missiles is on the way, but it seems as though, yeah, this is nice. It doesn't seem to really reward very much, though. Like, you know, our top guy in NSU-30 is going after ground targets by the looks of things. He's got 1 air kill, but going after ground targets appears to reward points if you're actually hitting really good ones. Okay, so, destruction of aircraft, 23. so he didn't really do very much. Destruction of ground targets and fleets, 24,000. He's not been out here shooting missiles, at least as far as I know. Critical damage to the enemy, damage to the enemy, damage to bases. I've got a whole 10 points after shooting... I sank 3 boats. So yeah, it clearly is ground attack, and apparently the radars. That makes some sense. However, why even have a naval component if the naval component isn't gonna do any? Like, I'm not getting any points for this. But even Starmer can't be that stupid. Doubt. Granted, Starmer doesn't seem to be capable of really doing anything, so I guess it's not a question of stupidity. It made it just be that he won't act just because he's too stupid to. So if he threatens anything, I don't think he's actually going to do anything. He seems to be too committed to attempting to arrest people for memes on the internet.
Air brake on.
Okay, more hits, and the boat is full of holes, but still not sunk.
Air brake on.
And yes, green persona, which
Air brake on.
my reaction to that teaser trailer is, you know, just No Country for Old Men. Ghostbusters or My Chemical Romance. Call it. That's immediately what I saw. What I thought when I saw there was a graveyard. So, Is it Ghostbusters, or are we dating goth chicks now? Or is it just both at the same time? Persona 4 is widely, referred to as Scooby-Doo adventures, so I guess we're getting Ghostbusters now. Ghost busting goth chicks. Yes, busting goth chicks. Cue the fucking Ghostbusters theme remix. An invisible bed. A freaky ghost bed. Busting makes everyone feel good. Again, I actually kind of like the theme. Sure. If we get really edgy really quick here, sure. Unfortunately, the main character is a blonde twink, which I'm not terribly thrilled about, but then again, every other character is really bland like that, so I suppose that's not necessarily surprising. That remix has no right to be that good. That man makes remixes that have no right to be good in general. That's what he does. That's what happens when you get effectively a musical, a music producer or, someone who's into musical science, and you let them fuck around with things. This is what you get. When you have that level of understanding for musical science, this is what you can do when you understand how music works, really, in terms of, melody and, beats per minute. He's the one who did the Potter's Puppet Pals. I haven't heard that one. But he's also the guy who did the Smash Mouth remix, I think? Which, again, that's all that guy does. Where are the boats? Have they been sunk? No. There he is. So this takes a lot. I'm having to expend all of my air-to-ground ordnance to hit these guys, and these boats don't get sunk in sometimes multiple sorties. So this should be worth a fair amount of points, even though, yes, their air defense seems to be somewhat lackluster at intercepting things, but it's not like they're not intercepting ordnance as well. They are. Every single Sonic song he does. Every single song he does has a Smash Mouth reference in it. Yeah? Aside from, the Ghostbusters remix, which I guess that's a different kind of smashing. That has a Gorillaz reference at the end of it. Eternal Darkness and Persona would be hilarious. Me and Martin go back to high school and play Persona 5. I suppose, well, though, actually, no, we did, whatchamacallit? We did joke about playing it with the American Psycho mod once, which...
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
Though granted, for the most part, the gameplay would be how fast do we, you know, date the substitute teacher and put her in a maid dress? How fast do we accelerate to fucking the maid dress?
Air brake on.
But you get nice bonuses. I have played Persona 5, but, you know, you get nice nice bonuses if you know, knock up your substitute teacher. She makes you lockpicks
On.
and other helpful items. What a wonderful maid.
Air brake on. Dangerous close. Air brake on.
Yeah. Okay, we're still on the deck, though. Yes, now we're actually landing without slamming into the deck or flying directly off of it. It only took me talking about, you know, women in maid dresses. Wow. Oh.
Enemy's base. Now,
Someone's actually got nukes out now, and they're throwing out. It's a little late, but someone's actually got a nuclear tornado out there. Good for him. Actually, is he still alive out there? I'm not sure. He appears to still be functioning. Maybe I just have to get closer? Granted, because the cruise missiles do get rather easily intercepted because they're moving fairly slow by the time they hit the target. Even though the 84Hs have a sustainer in them, so they have a little engine. It keeps, you know, it gives them like a 140-kilometer range or even more.
if we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
And we're going back to the carrier. Granted, this is what ground attack in this mode would more or less be like. I could play Cap, I suppose, in the Strike Eagle, but that would just be playing normal War Thunder at that point. It seems as though everyone on the enemy team has bailed out, though, which is rather funny. Ah, yes, you've got 12 and 14 air kills, and you've quit the game early. Great job, guys.
Air brake on.
I don't think we're going to win, though, but we've got basically one person on the enemy team now. And I could switch over to ground attack with the 84Hs.
Air brake on.
They are infrared guided, they can basically hit anything, but the problem is, you know, actually hitting shit through a wall of Panzer 30mm fire.
Air brake on. Dangerous close. Air brake on.
Nope. Those arresting wires just suck. That's not really a surprise, I guess, but they just suck. But all right, let's try and do ground attack here, as that's probably, you know, if those hit, I'll sink that boat. That's probably our last naval target. I wonder where the last enemy is up there. Okay, so let's pick an area. There is a target literally directly in front of us. Now we have to visually acquire the buildings in air defense, so let's try pruning it, I guess, though I do have anti-radiation missiles that I could start attempting to fire willy-nilly and seeing what happens. They're about as effective as they were before, but then again, before, I was able to actually prune an area of air defense. It just didn't really do anything because everything respawns so damn quickly. Okay, most of that area is in fact burning. Okay, so the air defense is actually probably mostly knocked out. So let's try and lock onto the buildings here. That was the ground. One of those missiles is headed square for the ground, which... good luck. And yeah, it's right in front of us, so I guess the air defense is completely eliminated. We'll know pretty quick. One of those apparently locked onto the ground, though. That's going to be rather unfortunate. Dude. No, those are still alive. Good. One of those is destroyed, though. Dude hit an automatic with a paveway, though. Good on him. I actually have shots into the buildings. We'll see what these actually do. These are still that's actually locked onto the carrier. That's why my missiles aren't hit. That's why my missiles aren't hitting the other guy, because they're busy locking onto the burning wreck of the Kuznetsov. Oh no, the fuel oil. It's still burning too brightly. It's acting like a flare trap.
Air brake on.
Actually, some of those missiles did actually hit that guy, and he's still up. Man, that is an incredibly durable missile destroyer. I am stalling, though.
Air brake on.
I didn't really do very much against those buildings, it looks like, though.
Air brake on. Air brake on.
Even aircraft that cannot actually use their arresting hooks for what we're doing now still can use those, which is funny.
Air brake on.
But I suppose it stops more people from, you know, flying directly off the runway because they botched the landing.
We suffered a defeat. Head back to base.
Oh, the game's already over. Okay. Ran out of time. Okay, so we sat there doing naval tactics, and that didn't really reward much at all. I was nowhere near being anywhere near the top 3 on my team, even before you count the miserable amounts of deaths. So, that's rather strange. Lots of upgrades for the Hornet, though. Okay, so how many JDAMs can we fit on this bitch? LiDAM? Hmm. Okay, so what do we have here for ordnance options? Those are the anti-radiation missiles, which we only have fucking Harm A's, or Shrike A's, which, okay. Let's see. Well, actually, I might wind up, probably... Actually, no, I can carry a fair amount of those. I don't think I'll need the targeting pods, since we're going to be using mostly GPS guidance, then. Laser. Okay, so those are laser guided. What about the... Okay, that's GPS. We're gonna need more than these, because 4 JSOWs is not enough. I found that out on the Strike Eagle. I need more bombs. So we're gonna carry 4 of these. Huh. We need more. Okay, as expected, the Hornet's somewhat limited as a ground attack option, but it kind of just does everything. However, this is why we have a Strike Eagle. So I was using the infrared guided small diameter bombs, but they're not terrifically good. So okay, hang on here. What do we have for ordnance options that I could absolutely stuff on every single pylon? See, I think we need larger than 31s. Okay, so 38s, I believe those are 500-pound bombs. basically. Right, those are the small diameter bombs. We don't want those. .64s, those are the... Well, they're 500-pound bombs. I guess the other ones are 250s. Hmm. Okay, well, these are significantly heavier, so I'm assuming that those are the larger variants here, and my eyes are just fucking with me today. Mini bomb. I don't think I'm going to need the sniper pod for this, though. Well, these are probably 1,000-pound bombs, then. Bomb. Bomb. And AMRAAMs, as I don't think we're going to be closing with anything today. That's kind of funny how that replaces a countermeasure pod, but... Alright, good. Striegel time. And I was having a decent amount of luck just hurling these at an objective, and then some of them were being intercepted, but some of them did get through, and the blast radius was large enough to actually take out some of the air defense. But this is going to be somewhat scattershot, but this did work. Though Eternal Darkness, I do want to play Eternal Darkness. Never got the chance to, on back on that Note Destroyer. Okay, fresh game. All of the JDAMs in the world. Okay, so we're just gonna pick a random target.
9 o'clock. Hi.
We're gonna say that one.
Air. 9 o'clock. Hi.
And we're gonna be clicking around that area as we dump the JDAMs off.
9 o'clock. Hi.
So I'll attempt to hit that building, and the other building, and the other building, and hopefully the bombs just kind of wind up hitting shit.
Air. 9 o'clock.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
Air. 12 o'clock. Low.
Get up into the air and get some speed. These have a somewhat fairly shorter range. The JSOWs have I think a faster flight time. However, I can't carry enough JSOWs to guarantee that I penetrate the enemy air defense and actually hit the target.
O'clock.
Try to get that to a minute. Obviously, the air defense is tracking me, though.
Air. 12 o'clock. Hi.
Yep, there we go. Okay.
Air brake on.
Okay, you get 2 bombs.
On.
You get 2 bombs. And we're just gonna kind of just drop them around the area. We've got 1 more bomb, which I'm pretty sure was over here somewhere, and that's it. Okay, time to leave. Hopefully I have confused the enemy missiles enough that they won't fucking hit me. And hey, wait a minute. Oh, that's a missile. Okay. Okay, good. We managed to dip the missiles. Fantastic. Good luck, JDAMs. We're all counting on you. Now, some of those are going to get intercepted, but some of them may actually hit their fucking targets. Like, 2 of them might get through. yet, but we're gonna ditch these missiles before we attempt to re-engage. But then again, we're gonna be over an airbase by then, so we might as well land and get more JDAMs. And they're all being shot down.
Attention to the map.
Only one of them is up? Granted, there is some air defense on the ground that may be intercepting them. Damn. One bomb got through, though. Hopefully they're all running out of ammo. Yes, I am landing while I am getting, painted by RWR. Radar warning from God knows where. The missiles are dropping, though. Good, okay. Okay, one of those bombs is through air defense.
Air brake on. Over G. Air brake on.
Excellent.
And there it goes. It got knocked out by a Panzer on the fucking approach.
Close.
Yup!
Attention to the map.
On. Dangerous close. Air brake on. Air brake on.
See, I can do that fine in the Eagle, because I actually play the Strike Eagle.
Air brake on.
Hornets, no. But so unfortunately, yeah, that's about what I expected. Perhaps some added height may assist, but they may just be picked up by other air defense.
Attention to the map.
I suppose the idea would be to fire them in an area where my teammates are in order to potentially use them as a distraction, but I can't seem to see very many teammates. That's rather odd. Got a couple of guys out here by the carrier. Actually, they're all out there. I mean, good luck, boys, but as I found, shooting at boats isn't, it's not doing them any favors. So everybody's trying the boat thing and finding that, unfortunately, it don't work that well. I guess we'll try it again with more height.
Attention to the designated grid square. Enemy aviators are attacking our base. We must stop them.
That's base 2, that's over there. Well, that ain't good.
Roll right.
That's a friendly. That, I think, is the guy engaging. He's retreating, and that guy is a million gajillion miles away.
Air. 12 o'clock. Low. Air. 9 o'clock. High.
Hopefully they're busy shooting at that Typhoon down there.
Air. 3 o'clock. Low.
So maybe having somebody run basically, as bait for the air defense in order to get guided weapons through is also another thing we should be doing.
9 o'clock. Low. Air brake on.
Slow down, or the JDAMs will not come off the rails. There we go.
Air brake on. Over G.
hey, I'm at Airfield 3. Might be that guy that's directly that guy. Might be that guy.
Air, 9 o'clock, low.
Okay. They're approaching the target now. I'm gonna hope that, you know, the Typhoon running, you know, basically interference there caught some of those search radars and they're tracking that instead of my bombs.
Over G.
Might be all part of the game here. I suppose Wild Weasels have a dual purpose. Firing at the air defense radars, but also flying around, attracting the air defense radar so that other weapons can get in.
Over G. Air, 3 o'clock, low. Shot flare.
And the bombs have disappeared. No luck, huh? Alright, we're gonna have to change tactics then. Because I do have the sniper pod, I could use the small diameter, like, heat-seeking missiles. Well, they're glide bombs, but you get what I mean.
Air brake on.
Since the air defense is so stiff here, I'm not actually getting anything through, so we might have to just rethink things real quick here and play something a little bit more fast and incredibly fucking dangerous.
Air brake on.
Well, I think I caught that wire.
Air brake.
Okay, so that's not working.
Attention to the map.
The Strike Eagle, unfortunately, does not actually get anti-radiation missiles, though. So hang on here. We're gonna have to hop back into the hangar and think about this. I suppose we could just switch back to the bug. And then play like an absolutely crazy, insane person. That's not working. It was working before, but it seems to not be working now. However, there is yet another thing that we could attempt to try, and that is being a suicidal moron. Which should be entertaining if we actually get something done. Okay, so harm. Well, they're shrikes. And there's nothing else I can put on here. I don't think I'm going to need the sniper pod or lightning pod here, but I don't think there's really anything I can put on this. Yeah, no, not really. I could carry a 1,000-pound bomb for the sake of entertainment, but I don't think it'd probably see any use. Yeah, I don't think dead is gonna work here, but you know what? For the sake of jet entertainment, one retarded bomb for the retarded man flying this plane. Good, it didn't update there. Okay, so if we're gonna do that, then we're gonna have to get into air defense range. We're gonna have to just I don't think I have enough countermeasures for this one, but we're gonna try. I'm gonna have to reduce the periodics. Gonna take probably burst to 2 instead of 4, because we don't have that many flares. See, I don't have anything terrifically fast to flood the enemy air defense that's actually reliable at all. Though the Strike Eagle having the infrared guided bombs is a little bit better for picking out targets over a single area. However, it's determined by infrared guidance, and then thus, you know, attempting to engage something outside the render distance isn't typically, you know, very easy, because it does fucking happen.
Air,
Okay, so what we're gonna do... This area, directly in front of us, which I think is basically the target we were shooting at before. Can I see anything over there? No, that's the rear one. Ah, Christ, I forgot how to turn that off. That one is aimed at us. So I can't pick up anything near the... Yeah, it was that thing. Can't pick up anything near the area, and we want to engage close-range targets with this. Oh, it's... Alt-C, that's what I've got it set at. No, I want the close-range AA, please. Because I know it's down there. Ah, well. That one's fairly close.
Getting closer to victory.
I would like to actually use the... Come on now. I don't have time for this. There we go. Ooh, those are getting close. Okay, 2 of those were immediately intercepted, but 1 of them got through. Holy fucking Jesus, 1 of them got through. Okay, that works. It's as suicidal as it looks, but it works!
Sam, 3 o'clock, low, shot flare.
Seems the... Because I can't really fucking tell, honestly, most of the time, but it seems the short-range AA, is actually controlling its emissions and will only fire its missile or turn its radar on when you're actually close. Seems the long-range missiles are basically, you know, they have the radars on willy-nilly and there's a billion of them. But okay, so that works. I ask if I must do this, why exactly we ever, you know... decided that we weren't going to do 1970s tech, because I'm basically just doing Wild Weasel shit. Those are palm trees. Missiles go away now. I'm setting the palm trees on fire with my flares. Hopefully those will intercept those missiles.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
I suppose I just keep that lock on that area and specifically prune that whole one area, and then I switch to the 84s, and then go after the buildings with those. And good, the air defense is actually taking out missiles. Fantastic. Thank you, gentlemen. See, I only hit 1, and I got 136 points. That's actually pretty good. That's 3 ships for a single air defense unit. Just gonna keep the square on it, I guess. No. I don't want the books, because I can't actually hit the books. So assuming I fire all 4 of my missiles directly into Sam City down there, I might get away with this. Unfortunately, I'm already engaged. I do see that missile launching. Okay, the air defense has turned its radars on. Come on, where are you? Okay! That actually might do it for the short-range AA. I'll do a check here, but that actually works. Okay! Oh, the missiles are getting very close. Oh, I hear that one passing over me. Okay. Those are getting close. Oh! Yep, I heard that one hit the ground. Actually, yeah, okay. Here is a bomb. That missed the target entirely. That area is actually clear of air defense. We can now engage that. Wow! Okay, that actually functions. They'll respawn if I'm not terribly fast, but hey, the bomb didn't hit anything, but at least I got the buildings. Well, I hit it near the buildings. So, now we just come back up with the 84s, and then we just shell the buildings until they die. The long-range AA is still going to be a problem, but as long as we take care of the short range, we can get in range to target, and our missiles are not going to be intercepted. It's 272. I'm already gonna be... I'm very quickly, if I keep doing this, gonna have a much higher score than I was before. So it seems as though, yeah, Wild Weasel does actually work. It's just that you kind of have to stare down the barrel of the gun with all the fucking RWR warnings. Because those missiles are there, and they are terrifying. Got 4 people out there, and they're still not able to actually, like, hold our carrier on this side of the map. That's rather odd. Normal flaring operations. I think my gear was really just confused about that. Like, my gear didn't even know if that was too hard or not up until it was. Oops. I'm trying to get back down quickly. War Thunder landing. Nothing to worry about. Okay, so very quickly, now that we have that area pruned of air defense, now we can get in there with some actual ordnance. Yes, the anti-ship missiles. And by the way, those aren't, as I tested, they aren't much better than the 84s. They rely on radar guidance too, which is another fucking step to actually getting them to hit things. So over there, we're just gonna pop up, fire all of our missiles at a single building, and then pop back down. If I can find the building. Oh. Oh. Good thing I got up, you know, when I did then. Hopefully there's a base left when I get back down there. Okay. That's that job done. There's a big crater in the center of the runway, but it's still there. I'm not quite sure where that guy came from. But someone has a nuke vehicle.
Emergency air brake on.
Now, I'm not sure how much it takes to destroy one of those buildings, but that's 4 missiles. Hopefully it actually hits. Granted, we can come out now with JDAMs, so it does appear that, yes, you do need somebody doing Wild Weasel shit in order to make an opening.
Air brake on.
That requires someone basically do that as their thing.
Air brake on. Pull up.
Which, granted, being a harm assist is
Pull up.
now seemingly worthwhile.
Dangerous close. Air
Okay, those are
brake
hits,
on.
and we got the building. Okay. Now we go up and we take care of the other building, because there's more than one out there.
Air brake on.
Thank you, Air Defense, for obliterating those missiles before they hit me.
Air brake on.
Sorry about the whole nuke thing. I swear to God I didn't see the guy coming. So yeah, it does appear that, well, there's actual team play present in here. We're not really doing it because nobody's really specializing in anti-radiation and being Wild Weasel. But, you could. More so than it was the first time. Are all of those buildings knocked out, though? It actually looks like they might be? Because obviously one building's destroyed here. What about the other one? I guess I'm gonna have to go in there and check. That appears destroyed, though. That is what we hit, so it's obviously dead. I'm not picking it up on radar, though I don't really know if it does, or when it does, because I know it does, but I don't know when. So, you know what, we're just gonna fire all of this. No, both of those are destroyed. I should have just gone back to normal visuals. That probably would have cleared that up. I do have that. Alright, so back to fucking Shrikes. Alright, I guess we set up the next target then. There's gotta be one over here somewhere closer.
Air brake on. Air brake on. Air brake on. Dangerous close.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Dangerous close. Air brake
I believe that was another nuclear explosion nearby.
on.
I'm not dead, though.
Brake on.
Ugh.
Air brake on.
Okay, there appears to be another set of buildings over here. Or, actually, right over here, it looks like. Right, that's not a patrol, that's actually... That's not a patrol, that's actually a set of buildings. Sometimes you can see patrols, but by the time you get near the damn things, they're gonna be dead. Because they'll walk into your front line, and there's nothing you can do.
All right.
Rather annoyingly, the marker disappears when you respawn, so I have to set it again, but there it is. I'm gonna take a guess and to say they're firing at that F-15. Gonna take a wild guess. Oh, that's relatively close. Oh boy.
The enemy is winning. We've got to counterattack.
Okay, that's our front line here, so our target's over here. Come up over the hill and warm up the Shrikes. HQ-11? Now, there were air defense here. That guy just ran through them, so I guess that, that solves something. That's... yeah, No, okay, I guess this area is clear. I don't know what I just shot at over there, but yeah, okay, the front line's clear of AA over here.
Air, 3 o'clock, 5, shot flare.
I don't know what that is. It looks like I might have locked the airbase? I don't know what the fuck that is. There are still missiles being fired at me. Okay, so it looks like, yeah. Okay, so... someone's already cleared the vast majority of air defense over the front line, so it looks like now we're actually good for bombing. Uh-oh, that's not clear. Yeah, that was a missile. Okay, so what the fuck was that? Oh, that's what I get for looking at my goddamn radar. Hang on. Eat shit, I still have 2 Shrikes! Get fucked! Okay, so the convoys have short-range AA. Right, okay, noted. Okay, so you can come in here with bombs then, so I suppose the small diameter bombs here wouldn't be terribly bad. But so, I guess, yeah, now one base was knocked out, and now we have plenty of targets. So if we're gauging short-range AA like that, then we're obviously going to be using the 84s. Well, if we're engaging, like, undefended targets and armored convoys, these would work. I don't necessarily have to wait to get into range, then, for... Granted, I'm still probably going to need multiple missiles, but I don't need to. I don't need to do it like I'm attacking an actual SAM net. I don't need to be as, you know. Thorough about hitting a single target, I was going to say. That's a convoy of vehicles over there. That's not the ground. Well, that's not the target I wanted. That's still not the target I wanted. Come on now, hits. Lock the fucking Shelka! No? Nope. Okay, so these seem to have problems actually picking targets out, which is rather annoying. Okay, so there's a convoy behind me, though. I'd like to look at the ground, please.
Sam, 9 o'clock. Low. Shot flare.
Where are the explosions? There they are. Well, there's one. Where's the other one? Or did they all lock onto a single fucking target?
Air, 9 o'clock. High. Shot flare. Sam, 12 o'clock. Low. Shot flare. Sam, 3 o'clock. Low.
No, over here, you fucking idiots. Ah, damn it. I could have just gone over those with guns, but I suppose that's where the mark is going to start screwing with me. At least we're keeping the missiles at bay.
Air brake on. Overdrive.
Our base is under attack. We must repel the attackers. If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
The Seeker is having a moment here. Hello? That's fired at the ground. Hello? Yeah, I just hit myself with my own bomb. That was gonna happen. Oops. Okay, so these seem to be having a bit of issue here. It's fine. Okay, so now I need to have I suppose, a preferred ground ordnance option. Since these are pretty good, it's just that, well, they didn't want to lock onto vehicles for some reason. They were having no problems hitting buildings. Betty, I said it's fine. I'll take it to the shop tomorrow morning. Granted, the closest airfield is over there. I have some hydraulic control, but I suppose I should probably aim for this one because it's directly in front of me. I am not sure. I think it's probably the flaps that are the auto flaps that are giving me some kind of lift. This is going to be somewhat odd. I figured I was going to hit myself with my own bomb there. I just tried to get the fucking lock anyway. This would be the point where I'm actually hit by one of those long-range air missiles.
9 o'clock. High. Shot flare.
Okay, so now how the fuck am I gonna do this? Because I've lost one gear leg. I suppose if I could angle it onto the runway properly, I could potentially catch the arresting wire. Yeah, that's giving me some lift. Okay. Nope, that's the hangars. Come on, come up, come up, come up, come up! Nope! Nope. Too sharp an angle. What a shame. Okay, so what do we have for options then here? Because it seems that I have to specialize a loadout for this, because the AGM-84s appear to somewhat struggle. Okay, do I have... Oh, I don't even get access to the small diameter bombs. This is basically it. Huh, or that I haven't, or... Yeah, no, they're not a preset, so they're not here. Wow, okay. So it's that or nothing. I still shockingly have 600. I'm still doing better now than I was trying to go after boats, even though I was mostly hitting the boats. So I think naval units need to have their scores increased. If that means putting more naval targets and making their air defense a little bit harder to penetrate, then so be it. But that is a complete waste of time. How many spawn points do I have? 300. Actually,
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
hold on. Okay, yeah, why does this change? Okay, 30 kiloton. Oh, it's a 30 kiloton one. Oh, well, fuck that then. Fuck this aiming shit. I'll just grab a fucking nuclear aardvark. I've done my job. I can now use nuclear weapons, and so I shall. Okay, so that over there, which seems to be still covered in enemy air defense. It's a shame I don't have anything modern that can carry nuclear bombs. That would be helpful. Yes, I'm being precise with a nuke. Okay, that area's still covered in targets. Are there any friendlies in the area that I have to worry about? Not by my look. Those friendlies on the HUD are just past it. This AC-8 looks funny. I know, right? I still have the super weapons though. Yeah, Bombay open. Which I don't have the CCIP. It is selected, but it's not actually functioning. F2A, sir. I mean, good for distracting the air defense. You go do that. Me, I'm just gonna do this and just fly away. Thank you. Your death shall not be in vain. Banzai! Oh, that F-16 is flying directly into a nuke. Sir, turn away. Sir! Mr. President! Okay, good. We're good. Oh, right, that was a shockwave from the new. Oh, right, no, it's following me. Oh, right, yes, that was in fact, that everything in there is not dead. Unfortunately, now I have to go back to having effectively a almost manual bombing computer. Why are you in the Belkan Air Force? Because the Southlands are Belkan lands. This south, over here. Oh. Now wait a moment. I may be a fool, but did I change the stream title? No, I didn't I? No one told me. I don't think I changed the stream topic. It just did. Just a little rough. But then again, streaming in certain, topics doesn't really do anything, so oh well. Just a little rough. Just a little bit. I happen to be looking at my stream information and noticing that it is all wrong. Right, I'm still used to having the Streamlabs plugin. The one that broke and I had to uninstall basically all of it in order to stream. Oops. Okay, so next target. There's a lot of shit going on in the air. It's probably all gonna be moved around by the time I get there. What am I looking at here? Is that a bunch of... Yeah, it's just a bunch of vehicles that are just standing still over there. Okay. Unfortunately, Mr. X has arrived in the area. Oh no. Mr. X has been killed. Thank you. So I could just go after air bases here, but that would be I would need to fly through the enemy air defense net to get over there. Oh, trees. I don't fly the Aardvark very much, so it's a bit heavy.
The enemy is attacking our base. Reinforce our defenses.
Okay, so there's still a bunch of shit moving around in that area, but I'm not going to be there in time. Okay, so we're still getting spawn points up here, which is nice. I'll be able to upgrade once I get 600 spawn points to a much larger nuke. But a little time playing an absolutely insane person doing, you know, seed in a Hornet, and here we are flying around in a completely different fucking airplane. Anyway. I sure hope those guys are still there. Uh-oh. Okay, good. You're engaging over there. Keep that man distracted. I'm doing something important. Don't ask what. I haven't the slightest fucking idea if the tanks are still in there. I hope they are. I don't see them. Oh, no, they are. Okay. We will now delete that village. Good day. The village has been deleted. Oh, that looks like a very nice target over there. We're gonna come back for that shit. Oh, we're coming. Oh, I'm remembering this address. And just like that, we're up at comedy levels of score, which we barely scraped like 300 while we were doing anti-ship work, and no, this is the game. Got the FA-18F. Well, when Nuclear Thunder is actually a normal main game mode, I would actually somewhat condone playing War Thunder again, but until then... Yeah, there's not much to do aside from play the same game we've been playing since, like, 2013, guys. Granted, it now has missiles. But it seems as though teamwork is necessary in this mode, because you do need people actually suppressing the short-range air defense in order to get in there. But once that's taken care of, yeah, you could kind of just fly around doing whatever the fuck you want. There's also people that need to be on suppression of enemy, you know, air players. Okay, we're just gonna hope the arresting wires at the end of the runway save us here. We're gonna need them. I'd like to touch down. I'd like to touch down now, Aardvark. You're still going up. Thanks, Flaps. Really useful, however, not what I needed. Yes, I needed drop tanks with 114 fucking minutes of fuel. Thanks, Gaijin. Okay, let me put the nuke plane down so I can get more nuke. And that's a really sketchy approach, my goodness. Okay, that's not the target I was going to hit, so good. There's somebody else running around with a nuke, too.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Okay, I'm not going to hit those wires, but I'm not trying. Okay. And we're back up into the air. Thank you, flaps. Okay, hopefully I hit the arresting wires at the other end of the runway before I slam directly into the trees. Actually, no, we're going to slow down. Good. Like, this is a mess, but you could kind of eventually feel out ways of playing this one, Marn. I'm playing it because this is the last day of the dev server anyway, and I might as well actually sit up here and try and play this, because this is...
Attention to the map.
This is probably, and I wouldn't mind if it replaces all other game modes for air players, because really this is probably the best game mode we've received in a while, which is not necessarily high marks, because, all of the game modes suck. Okay, that address is still active. However, there's somebody flying. There's two people flying directly in that area. And there's a J-15 that's actually pursuing our nuke tornado. That's not good. Okay, looks like that F-16 was engaging air defense in that area, but for some reason, the air defense seems to be ignoring me. Granted, they're looking at me, they're shooting missiles, but short-range air defense doesn't seem to give two fucks about me. Okay, if all those targets over there are still over there, we're gonna get a nice payday, and we're gonna upgrade to a 30-kiloton bomb from a 5-kiloton bomb. Which then we just start deleting half the fucking map. Fortunately, it took so long that I don't think all of the targets are going to be in the same area, but it'd be funny if it was. There's still plenty of shit around that area. Okay, coming in the range. That is a missile that was fired at me, but for some reason it's not tracking at all. Good, it can fuck off. Okay. Bombs away! Fun. Okay, how many spawn points do I have now? 657. All right, time to get that 30-kiloton bomb. And probably accidentally kill myself in the process of using it. Salvation! Right on cue. Good, thank you.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
And now I'm on the top of the team after just kind of... I did harms for like 5 minutes. And I hit myself with my own with my own air-to-ground missile. Now, suddenly I'm the top of the team just by throwing nukes at people, which is effectively this game, honestly. This is kind of what was happening in the, the earlier Nuclear Thunder test, where someone got nukes and then the game just accelerated violently towards its conclusion. This seems to have slowed down a little bit, but it's still going relatively fast if you know, like, anything. See, I'm not even playing that well. I'm a retard, and I'm still doing well. Granted, it seems that we've got the actual air-to-air players on our team this game, so I'm not dying repeatedly, you know, being spawn camped by an Su-30 in a fucking Typhoon. They're on my team now, which is great. But that just shows that having people doing specific roles is very helpful. Suppose I can make a run at the enemy airbase. Where would be the closest one? It'd be that one. However, that's a lot of stuff to get over, though I could just take the coast road. Hey! Actually caught the wire, too. That is really not how you're supposed to do that, but good enough.
The enemy is winning. We've got to counterattack.
Now, I really hope I don't have to pay 300 spawn points again. But then again, if I have to spawn in, I have enough to buy the entire plane then. Okay, so... Good run. Now we get an even bigger fucking bomb. Thank you. Okay, no, so I didn't have to double up on that. I just buy the plane again. Okay, good. So you need enough to buy the whole bomb. Okay, so... 30 kiloton. Good. Ah, yes. The nuclear planes have arrived. Okay, so I could take the coast road here and then just hurl this bomb directly at their face, though I don't have toss bombing set up, so we're not exactly doing that. But if we're moving fast enough, we could probably get close enough to drop a bomb directly onto their heads, and that should be enough. Just get going really fucking fast, I suppose.
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
We're still losing, though. Which is odd, because then where are we getting... Where are we losing this many tickets from? That's very strange, but hell, I'm still, you know, on the top of the scoreboard here throwing around nukes, so I care not. But, so, there is some action, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, where, you know, the enemy AI are engaging each other, but it seems to be throwing the tickets out of whack. Because now the enemy is gaining, or, you know, killing way more of our guys than their guys for some reason, because score-wise, yeah, granted, these guys have taken out generally more ground targets than us, but they're also not playing anymore. Okay, he's going for the airbase. Okay, I'll do a follow-up if it isn't dead. Do I just have fucking stealth? Is that why the air defense is not, like, even bothering to look at me? Do I have ECM? Did they actually give me that? Because I'm not actually sure if they've actually given the nuke planes ECM. Okay, so he's tossed his out. He was unfortunately hit. That is not enough to kill that base, so we're going in. Okay, and... that should be good enough. Okay. Okay, so that was, I think, a 5-kiloton bomb. Let's see what a 30-kiloton bomb does.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Oh, that might actually overshoot the runway, but actually, no, it's going for the parking ramp. Nope, no, it's curving down. Okay. Oh. Okay, so I took out some of the air defense too, but that's okay, that's half the base's fucking health. Stealth F-111. That made it Australian hard somewhere. I suppose. But yeah, the air defense seems to be largely ignoring me as I try and actually do, you know, anything. So maybe the nuke planes have ECM. But yeah, knock the ever-loving shit out of that base. Now we're gonna go back and do it again. Unfortunately, it looks like the last enemy player, actually no, he's dead. He gone. He was over here. So, Like, does this have ECM? Optics, radar. Doesn't say. Doesn't say, and I don't know, but as you saw, flying the Hornet, I was immediately picked up, and I had missiles launched at me basically immediately after taking off the runway that I had to, you know, play chicken with in order to engage a target directly in front of my fucking airbase. Now, I'm only been locked on now, really, for any kind of sustained time. Okay, so I did correctly assess this, that you need to upgrade to 30 kilotons to start actually having a chance at knocking out enemy airfields. That tornado's going back over there, and the air defense has been pruned quite heavily, so he should survive just fine. I don't see a Kaboom over there, though. Where did he go? He has died. I guess not. Okay, well, we'll probably be able to shit-can the base with one more strike of a 30-kiloton nuke, so that's that base taken care of. Or the enemy team isn't really playing anymore, so this is kind of funny. No, he's still alive. He's still here, doing something. Good on him, I suppose. His team is still winning. How much time we got left in the match? 14 minutes. Okay, so I guess we're still going to lose, but I'm going to at least destroy one airbase, which is something I couldn't do in the event before. I was kind of struggling to get enough points to actually get a nuke at all during the first event, and now here we are. Unfortunately, we're not getting the strategic bombers. That's kind of what I was working for and never really got, but those things are shit anyway. There are ways to fly them, apparently, but they're about as bad as you expected. Okay, so let's just make sure. That's all just centered on the target. He's got 40% health left, which means one more nuke should probably kill him. Granted, I think the 5-kiloton nuke took off like 5 or 10% health, but it's less than half, so yeah, you can clearly see what I did and what somebody else did. The tornado appears to have assured that we will be able to take this out in one go. The Admiral Kuznetsov has engaged and killed a Hornet. You can't see it because my face is in front of it, but... See, those guys are out there doing basically nothing. Granted, we're still not winning, but they're making basically no points. I mean, this guy's doing fairly well here, but I'm not exactly... This is definitely not from killing ships. Like, do I even have that set up? I'm not gonna fuck with the controls because who the fuck knows what my keybinds are set to on the dev server. Okay, that probably has air defense all over it. Oh no. It's probably that base. Okay. I guess that solves the whole, do I have ECM or not, though? We got one. We're still gonna have to pay attention with that. Oh, I see that guy up there. You can notch that missile and turn around. I don't want to get close to that base. Okay, it's passing us. Good. Don't know where that came from, but all of a sudden all of my ECM is evaporating, so oh well. Like, must have been when we had teammates in the area. I guess the air defense came back from their fucking coffee break. Well, that was abrupt. Well, I guess you're all coming with me. Oh, no! I didn't launch the missile. I didn't launch the nuke in time. Oh, no. So yeah, there went my ECM. I guess I was playing it incredibly safe, and then got lulled into a full sense of security. Or the AA respawned, I guess. Oh well. Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen. I could play more, but I've got some things to do at about 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna have to call it here. But that's Nuclear Thunder! I'm not even really playing the plane that I wanted to play here more, though we kind of almost gave up on that, but then succeeded. But okay, yeah, it's Nuke Thunder. We gain nuclear weapons and then we start throwing them at each other willy-nilly. The threat environment is a fucking disco dance party in terms of radar threats, and it kind of sucks having the F-111 be somewhat, not so great at defending itself like that. Though the Maz went off once and then it suddenly did not. I guess I tripped a fucking infrared missile somewhere and the Maz didn't see it and my radar didn't pick it up in time. Okay. So, somewhat annoying that the nuclear-equipped planes are, not so great at, in terms of, like, this environment, because this is 13 to 14, or 14.7, so, shame that we don't have a top-tier nuclear-equipped plane, but, it's still entertaining as a game mode. I like that the ground attack, portion is a threat, and it seems to that I'm actually getting rewards now when I'm actually taking out air defense. Naval needs to be looked at, but that's new. I guess they didn't know how to score it, and so they didn't really give it any kind of value at all. It seems interesting. It'd be fun to actually use anti-ship missiles for something, but it seems to be not actually that valuable at all. It's nice that we have it, though. Now they just need to hurry the fuck up and actually get this mode on live and running at multiple battle ranks. It'd be nice to play this at lower tiers as well with prop planes, or like just early jets, right? Cold War, like Korea, going with Dougie Mack's plan of just creating a irradiated sea of cobalt over the enemy spawn point.
Put more pressure on the enemy. They're
That'd be nice to see as well, but all right, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've played enough. So I have been your host, Horace Widdison, and that has been our show for this evening. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you next time.